What's poppin' people, SSJAipom here with a mini overview of the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta preset that dropped in free DLC Pack 4. This isn't a video that I was going to do at all because I didn't think it was quite necessary. He's pretty much the same Vegeta, but after a few questions about covering on the channel, I was like, why not? A lot of you guys might not have been around when we went over the Wild Hunt and Focus Flash skills in the free DLC Pack 2 skill analysis video, which will be tagged into the end of this video in case you missed it. And the Vegeta combo reference and overview is going to be tagged into the end of this video as well, in case you guys needed a basic Vegeta guide. If you didn't know, all of the Vegetas in the game have pretty much the same exact combo: strings, cancels, loops, and that's pretty much true for all of them aside from Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But their biggest issue, since the launch of the game, has always been synergy. Cinematic combos messing up Vegeta's enders has always been an issue since Xenoverse 2 basically dropped. He'd have a bunch of super attacks on his presets that couldn't quite link into each other for respectable damage, or they couldn't work well with his combo strings outside of the most basic and chip worthy damage. It wasn't actually damage you could be like, wow, that was a good combo. It would be you maxed up at 3,000, so it's always been kind of an issue playing as Vegeta. And for someone who might have mained Vegeta like me, or maybe ECS Knight, big shout out to the homie by the way, it's always been kind of an issue. Worse off than that is some of his enders would make his target kind of invulnerable, so things that look like they should work end up not working, and it's been hell. It's been hell. Any other tech either required you to pretty much cash out your damage early in your combos by not going for full enders, or avoiding super attacks altogether, and just sticking to kind of the light, heavy, heavy, light loops, etc., for your damage. The biggest feature on this preset, in my opinion, and what makes it so good, is Wild Hunt. This is an attack that can be linked into basically at any point in your combo strings as a different combo ender. Furthermore, close enough to the floor, this thing becomes a heavy knockdown, which is great because using it when your opponent has enough stamina means you can kind of make them, I don't know, snap vanish as a pressure tool, or if they can't, this becomes a heavy knockdown, and you could kind of smack them in the back of the head with one of your ultimates, or even a super attack like Focus Flash. That does a lot of damage. You can even use the skill during a stamina break to kind of manipulate where your opponent is going to be at during the break. For example, if you wanted to kind of get away from the ceiling of the map, you can kind of use this to kind of kite your opponent back down and smack him to the floor. Focus Flash, on the other hand, is probably one you'll want to link into after heavy knockdowns or during a stamina break, just to make sure the attack doesn't miss. The closer you are to the opponent, the more damage you can get out with the attack, which is kind of an obvious thing since you're throwing the Ki Blast and they kind of got to arc weirdly towards them. Lucky enough, Vegeta can actually pull off the heavy knockdowns in more than one way. I wonder how Vegeta can get a heavy knockdown. All jokes aside, this synergy in this set is great, and it's probably my favorite preset of the character altogether. I'm not going to go too in-depth with the super since the skill analysis video will be tagged in the end, and you can see any of my thoughts on the skill as well as any factual information or anything from around that time is still relevant to the skill. If not, hit up training mode and use it if you want to. I don't really care. So, we'll be more than likely throwing in some clips of Vegeta in action in this video here in case you wanted some PvP footage as well. I wouldn't say that the preset makes playing Vegeta any easier. The character still has the short range, you're still dealing with the Xenoverse hit detection, the goofy cinematics and all that. But I tend to like characters that aren't mind-numbingly easy to play in games apparently either. Shout out to Biken and Guilty Gear, but you can still be cheaped out pretty easily. It's still Xenoverse, it's not a surprise. People just throw on the random moves and, hey, you gotta do it. But either way, enjoy the clips or skip straight to the last 20 seconds for the videos I mentioned for some insight on Vegeta and how to use the super attacks. I won't be doing a video on Goku at all, so don't ask for it. I'm gonna take your big boy Fedora back and give it to a random person on Twitter. Anywho, I'll be seeing you all in the very next video. Enjoy the fights and take care of yourselves.
That is a sin worthy of death.
What?